Good morning again. If you are seeing this, you are now on 3.2. So, in the previous video, we discussed about the legislative branch, Article 1. Today, we're going to be talking about Article 2, the executive branch, aka the president, the presidente. So here are the previous presidents: Biden, which is the current, Trump, Obama, and then we have Bush. Maybe you don't know who they are, but these were the presidents. So executive is, so here I'm going to talk about the definitions. Executive are the having the power to put plans, having the power to put actions. Veto is to reject. The president vetoes laws that he does not agree with. Commander in chief is the one who holds the supreme command of an armed force. The president is a commander in chief. He is in charge of the military, or he is the head person of the military, not in charge. And then we have cabinet, which is the body of high-ranking state officials, consists of the executive branch's top leaders. So the president chooses the people he wants to work with. These people guide him and give him advice in running the office. These are the current people in sorry. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Sorry guys, I got coffee. These are the people, the current people that are in office. All right, let's move on. So to be a president, you have to be born in the US. You must be at least 35 years old, and you must have lived in the United States for 14 years. So, for example, let's say you were born here in the US and then you left and you went back to a different country and you came back, you must have at least lived 14 years. You can only run, this is not for 2 years. Oops. You can only run for 4 years. If the president dies while in office, the vice president takes over. And then we have in the Article 2, they discuss the Electoral College. So this is the process in which the U.S. elects president. Excuse me. So it's tricky because people think that when you vote, they count all the votes that people make, right? But it is actually based on this process called the Electoral College. The voters select their choice. Whoever wins, the majority, they gain all the electors for the state. So remember that map that I showed you? Remember this map? This is the map that kind of matches that, where all the vote counts for those votes. Make sense? And if it doesn't, it's okay. I'm not going to quiz you on this. It's just very complicated. This is why they say when it's time to vote, go vote for the person, because those votes are going to count. If they didn't mean anything, they wouldn't be making restrictions. They wouldn't want you to vote. So please do it if you ever have the chance. Here's the power of the president. The power of the president gets to nominate judges for the Supreme Court. That means they get to choose the president. They get to pardon the criminals who have broken the law. And the only example I can use is that Trump was really doing this. He was super taking advantage of this power, and people did not like that. They make treaties with other countries. They make plans with other countries. They are their commander-in-chief. They are the head of the armed forces. They get to choose their advisors, and they get to veto legislation that was passed by the Senate, meaning that they get to reject laws. Now, what are the limits to the executive branch? Well, here's the limit. The veto can be overridden if 2/3 of the Senate and the House of Representatives agree. So that means that if it gets vetoed, the Senate and the House can actually jump back on that. Congress can impeach the president. So just because the president is president does not mean that he cannot be the president. The Congress can act. Congress are the ones that are in charge of that. So whoever does it first, whoever introduces the idea of removing him, is the House of Representatives, and that's what happened when Trump was in office. Nancy Pelosi, that old white lady with the brown hair, she introduced the idea of impeaching Trump. We all saw it on the news, right? After that is proposed and it gets voted, the Senate is the one that holds the trial to remove him from office. The Senate is in charge of making the rules. They get to choose the evidence. So it's up to them to decide if they want to remove the president. Right? And that's what we saw again when Trump was in office. It's not the judges for the Supreme Court. It's actually the Senate. Okay. That is it for today. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Oop, it's not pressing.